Everyone thinks the LEXIN B4FM is just another budget intercom that falls apart the moment your group stretches out. But here's the thing, in real rides, it held its own against pricier brands because its Qualcomm-powered intercom and DSP noise control are better than most people expect. I took it on 2 weeks of rides, highways, canyons, city traffic, and a rainy commute, and what I found changed my mind. There are exactly 3 things you need to know before you buy. Some will make you grin. One might save you from a frustrating ride, and one will make you rethink what you actually need. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you are already leaning in, the current price I'm seeing is $169.99 with a 4.3-star rating. I've dropped the link below for the best deal I found, but stick around because what I learned in testing might change which version you pick and how you set it up. Here's the setup. I ride with a mixed crew, sport tourers, ADV bikes, and a couple of commuters, and we've had every flavor of miscommunication you can imagine. Missed exits, someone peeling off for fuel without telling anyone. I've tried bargain intercoms that promised the moon and died at the first hill. I've also used premium units that worked great but made my wallet cry. So I grabbed the LEXIN B4FM because it claims 10-way intercom, up to 2,000 meters or 1.2 miles line of sight, IP67 waterproofing, and up to 15 hours from an 800 mAh battery. It supports music sharing, universal pairing with other brands, Siri or other voice assistants, and includes both boom and button mics for different helmets. On paper, it's the sweet spot. But marketing copy doesn't keep you connected at 70 mph. Real roads do. First, range and group performance. We ran a 6-rider staggered formation on a coastal highway, then split into 2 pods through rolling hills. Line of sight, we held a clean connection out to roughly 0.8 to 1.0 mile before edges got scratchy. In light curves and mild elevation changes, we were consistently solid between 0.4 and 0.7 mile. In a tight canyon with rock walls and blind turns, that shrank to 0.2 to 0.3. Not shocking, that happens to every brand, but here's where it gets interesting. Reconnection after a drop was quick, usually under 5 seconds once we came back in range. With 6 riders connected, it worked, but it was obvious why LEXIN says best for 4. Latency and dropouts increase as you add more people, especially if someone rides way back behind traffic. Second, sound and calls at speed. The Mylar coaxial speakers are better than I expected. With a proper ear pocket placement, bass was present and mids were clear. At 65-75 mph in a full-face helmet, I could hear podcasts and GPS prompts without strain. In a modular helmet with more wind, I bumped the volume 2 notches but still tracked music easily. The wind-resistant mic plus DSP CVC did its job. Callers told me I sounded like I was in a car at highway speed, not perfect, but clearly intelligible up to about 120 km/h. Above that, physics wins. Voice assistant commands worked at city speeds. At 70 mph, I had to speak up or tap a button. Third, music sharing and universal pairing. Music sharing was fun. Double-click the power button and 2 riders hear the same songs. It stayed stable over a 20-mile segment, but when we toggled back and forth between intercom chat and shared music, we got one brief hiccup. Universal pairing worked with a friend's non-LEXIN unit, but it took patience. Roughly 3 minutes and a couple of attempts. Once connected, we lost some convenience features like group toggling from the non-LEXIN side, which is normal when mixing brands. Also, expect volume differences across helmets. That's on speaker placement more than the unit. Then there's durability and battery. I did a rainy 45-minute commute at around 40 degrees F. The IP67 claim felt legit, no weirdness, no water in the ports, button still responsive with gloves. Battery-wise, on a full Saturday ride with about 8 hours mixed talk and music, I ended the day with roughly 20-25% left. Lighter use days pushed comfortably past 12 hours. Standby for a week. No problem, the swap between boom mic, open face/flip face and button mic, full face was straightforward, and the clamp adhesive mount held firm on both helmets I tried. Here's the revelation, the 3 things you need to know. 1. Group talk works best in pods of 4. Yes, it will connect up to 10, but if your rides live in heavy elevation changes or urban canyons, plan for 3-4 in a stable chain and you'll be much happier. That's true for most units under mesh systems, and the B4FM is no exception. 2. Audio quality is absolutely good enough for music and calls at normal highway speeds, provided you position the speakers directly over your ear canals. If you don't, you'll think the speakers are weak when it's really placement, and the mic's noise control punches above its price. 3. The value is real because the battery and waterproofing are actually as advertised. I pushed it through rain and cold and got close to the 15-hour claim with mixed usage. The trade-off? Mixing brands for universal pairing works, but you give up some seamless controls, and music sharing can add a touch of complexity mid-ride. Still, for the price, it's compelling versus premium units that cost 2-3 times more. Now that you know those 3 things, if your next problem is picking the right kit or grabbing it before prices creep up in riding season, check the link in the description. I'll keep it updated with the best current price I find on the B4FM. Right now I'm seeing $169.99 with a 4.3 star average. Bottom line. The LEXIN B4FM is a legit communicator for riders who prioritize small group reliability, clear audio at legal highway speeds, and all-day battery without dropping premium money. If you ride in massive groups, demand mesh-like resilience, or constantly mix different brands, expect some compromises. Commuters, weekend riders, and new tourers, this is a smart buy. Keep your group to 4, place those speakers right, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Because sometimes the best upgrade isn't the most expensive, it's the one that just works when the ride gets real.